Now let us understand the fundamental concept of while loop through a C++ program demo. Uh, so here is the sample problem statement that we are going to solve using C++. So first, write a while loop where the loop control variable or the simply loop variable is initialized to 0. So let's write down that line like int. We have used lap count in our previous example, so let's keep the name same. Lap count equals 0, where lap count is our loop control variable or loop variable. So initialized it to 0. Next, the loop should iterate until the value of loop control variable is greater than 4. So here, while designing, so this line is basically telling me the condition of the while loop. So this is the initialization part. Now in this line is saying me what is going to be the condition. Now while designing the condition of while loop, you have to be little bit conscious about it, and you have to check the actual instruction in the problem. What is it saying? So as you can see in here, it is basically saying the loop should iterate until the value of loop control variable is greater than 4. That means it is telling you when the loop will break. That is, the loop will break when the loop control variable's value is greater than 4. So but your motivation is to design the condition in such a way so that you can be inside the loop for some time. So what you have to do, you have to just do the opposite of this condition. So what you have to do, instead of doing like while loop control variable greater than 4, you have to do while lap count is less than equals 4. So greater than 4 is the breaking condition of the loop, and so less than equals 4 is the condition through which you can stay inside the loop for some time. So that's where you need to be a little bit careful. This problem statement can come in either way. So okay, so this is the condition part. So this is my condition, and finally whatever instruction you want to iterate over, you have to put it inside this opening and closing curly brace. So what do we want to do? We want to print the value of the loop control variable in each iteration. That is, we want to print the value of lap count. So let's write down cout the value of lap count equals lap count. So that's what I want to do. And finally, the modification part, that, well, my loop control variable started with 0. It should go until it is 4. So how should I modify? As we discussed before, after every lap, you have to increment the lap count. So let's do like lap count plus plus. So I'm incrementing the variable, and this is the modification part. And now if I just run this program in here, you can see that, okay, the value of lap count is 0. In the next iteration, it is 1, something like this. So for better understanding and for better readability, let me put an ENDL, that is a line break over here, end of line. So now it looks okay. So now let's try to understand what is happening in this loop through this output. So first, lap count is initialized to 0. So initialization. So what is happening inside this while loop? It is checking whether 0 is less than 4 or not. So 0 is less than 4 or not. It is checking for that. And well, of course 0 is less than 4, so it is evaluated to true. So it came to the next inside the while loop, print the value of lap count as 0, or just like this first line, and then incremented the lap count by 1. So the new value after the modification of the lap count is 1 now. Now with this value 1, it again went to this while loop, and it is checking now whether 1 is less than 4 or not. Well, again, so 1 is less than 4, so this again evaluated to true. And so it came inside the while loop, it printed the lap count, which is 1 now, and then again incremented the value of lap count. So the modified value is 2 right now. So again it repeated the same thing. So it again went to this while loop, it checks that okay, whether 2 is less than 4. Well, yes, again it is true. So 2 is less than 4. So it again came inside the while loop, print the value of loop count, lap count as 2 in here, and then modified the value of lap count to 3, just incremented. And then again, same process. Here it is checking that whether 3 is less than 4 or not. Well, of course, it is 4. Well, it should not be only less than, it should be less than equals. So less than equals 4 or not. And so it came inside. So it's taking that, all right, this is true. So it printed the value of lap count as 3, and then it modified the value as 4, incremented the value of 4. Now what will happen, it again checks that okay, whether 4 is less than equals 4, is it true or false? Well, it is true because 4 equals 4, so it is true. So it again came to the loop, print out the value of lap count as 4 over here, just as this line, and then incrementing the value of lap count by 1 again. And now this time, after incrementing, the value of the lap count is 5. Now when it is 5, so next time it again came to this condition checking part. So now it is checking whether 5 is less than equals 4 or not. Now this time, well, this is false. 5 is greater than 4. So the condition is false this time, and since the condition is false over here, it just come out of the loop and the program terminated. So that's what is happening in the while loop. Now, just for the sake of easy understanding, I have used only one single cout instruction inside this while loop, but here can be anything that you want. You can initialize some variable, let's say result equals 2 plus 3, whatever operation you want to do, it can be here, and there can be any number of line inside this while loop. So there is no restriction on that. So I'm just repeating, just cleaning the code, and this is the final code for this problem.